Hi, Haadia. How are you?
Hi, Hour. I'm good. How are you?
What's happening?
Work. Work is happening. What's happening with you?
Good, good, good. Not much. Been traveling a bit. So I was skipping my podcast, but I'm glad I'm back. I really love it. I really enjoy doing this. Doing people like you who are doing great work for themselves and RepStack. So proud to have you guys in our team.
Thank you.
Let's start with a little bit about yourself. Javier, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you from? Where did you study? What did you study? And then eventually, how did you get into RepStack?
Well, I'm from Islamabad, and I did my A levels, O levels, A levels from Beacon House, and then I did my BBA from Fast University Islamabad. And I heard about RepStack from a lot of friends, some who were working with RepStack before, and some who were still working there. And I heard a lot of good things, so I was like, let's give it a shot. And it's been going well so far, really well. So glad I made that decision.
अच्छा यही जगह है
Yeah.
yeah. So and so what does your client do, and how do you help them? What are your strong points?
So David Morgan is my client. The company is Security Dealer Marketing, and they're basically a marketing agency specifically for the security industry in the US. My role is of a digital marketing associate, but if you kind of go into the details, I'm a graphic designer for them. I edit videos for them. I write content for their social posts. I do website pages, landing pages for them. A little bit of everything other than SEO. Mostly pretty much everything under the marketing umbrella other than SEO. So yeah, that's
Nice,
pretty much it.
nice. So what is the most difficult part? Editing videos?
No. Editing videos is pretty much the easiest because this is a video. I have to add the captions, the intro, the outro. I think the hard. It's not even hard, but if you're comparing the two between the designing, I think graphics takes up like more the creative side. Making something different each time and everything. I think it's not that it's hard, but between the two, I think video is more easy for
Easier.
me.
So it
Yeah.
depends what kind of videos you're doing actually. If you're just
Yeah.
editing and you're just putting text, so it's surely
Yeah.
easy. But I think a graphic side is more creative. You sometimes people enjoy it more as well. So I'm sure that
I
you
think
enjoy it
that's
more
more
as well.
fun. I think that's more fun for me because I get to use my creative side,
Right.
and it's not just the SD marketing's graphics. Sometimes it's their clients' graphics as well. So it's not like monotonous work that I'm creating the same using the same color palette. It's different clients, different ideas, different styles of. So I think I really enjoy that in that sense.
So how did you end up like? How did you decide that I'll be a graphic designer?
Actually, I didn't decide it. I never knew anything about graphic designing. When I was in my final year of university, I somehow got approached by someone who was looking for, like, it was a home-based business and they were looking for a graphic designer. And I had worked on Canva enough back then for presentations and stuff. So I was like, oh, I can give it a try. And then I gave it a try. And back then, Canva was not that advanced. So that was just like a level one graphic designer. So I wasn't that good. But over time, my second job, I was a marketing manager in this company, and I am a very nitty picky person when it comes to graphics. So when the team under me, when the graphic design would be working, I'd be like, okay, why don't we just do this? Why don't we just do that? So at the end, they would be so tired. They'd be like, just do it yourself. We'll teach you, just do it yourself. So that's how I learned Premiere, not Premiere Pro, but like Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop, just by kind of annoying them, and they'd be like, just learn it yourself. And then I built up my portfolio. I worked some freelance for some people, and that's that's how I became a designer, basically, graphic designer.
Nice. But you enjoy it doing it, right?
Yeah, I remember a friend of mine once said that don't take up too much freelance work back when I was doing that because you might get burnt out. And I was like, listen, the amount of satisfaction I get when someone says, I like your design is way more than when someone says you've done a good job in anything else because it's basically creativity, right? Someone's kind of acknowledging and appreciating your creativity. So that was much more bigger than me, than any other compliment work wise. So definitely,
Nice,
yeah.
nice. So and I mean, so do you were you a nice painter or a nice artist as well or no? So because
Never,
a lot of people think that graphic designers are supposed to be, they have that background. They were born
yeah.
artists and stuff. So I'm just trying to
I
get
am
that here.
I am as far away as you can be from an artist. I cannot draw a straight line. I cannot. The only house I can draw is the one with the triangle and then the rectangle
Oh,
and then the
exactly.
circle.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
I am a
I'm
terrible artist.
and my kids are like make so much fun of me on doing that because that painting that we all know, which has water in it, and then that house, and then clouds, and one tree, and a few flowers. So that's all my painting skills as well. So that's
Yeah,
that's all I
it's the
know.
same here. I know a bunch of people who are really artistic and like they have really good drawing skills, but I'm not one of those.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a myth that you have to be a good artist to be a good graphic
Yeah,
designer. Okay.
definitely. You just need to be creative.
So, all right. So, and tell us a little bit about your day. How do you, what time do you wake up, and then how do you cope with, morning routine, and what else do you do before you get to work?
So I wake up a little bit before my shift in the morning and not too early enough to be like, oh, I have to work in an hour because then I have stress of why my work starts. And even though the work itself is not actually stressful, but just the fact that I have to work is so I try waking up just a little before office, like my shift starts. I work 3 hours, and what I usually do is because when I was onboarded, I didn't have too much work, but I've been with my client for 1 year and almost 3 months now. So like the workload has increased excessively, which I'm actually happy about because this way the shift is over and I don't even know because I've just been busy working the whole time. So what I do is I usually try to finish as much work as I can in my morning 3 hour shift because it's like I always know that even though I know that I have, for example, these 5 tasks for today, and I'm like, okay, I can do them, in the whole shift, 8 hour shift. I usually try to get them done in the first 3 hours because I always know that when I log in the night shift, I'm gonna get more work. And even if I don't have work, I usually ask the team. I ask the project manager, I ask the other designers, hey, do you have anything I can help out with? Do you need any assistance with anything? Do you have if they have too much on their plate? So I sign off from my morning shift and then I just have my lunch. I watch some comfort season. I take a nap because it's very important. And then I start my night shift and is the same again. I ask everyone in the team if I don't have too much workload, which hasn't been the case recently. But if I have, like, if I've gotten free and there's still 2, 3 hours left till the shift ends, I always ask everyone if they need any assistance or if there's anything that I can help out with. And then the shift ends. Then I have my cup of tea. I watch my season and then I sleep again.
So, which season are you watching right now?
These days I'm watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay.
I just rewatch the same 4 or 5 seasons over and over again. So it's Friends, it's I can't remember Big Bang Theory, and it's just the same 2, 3 seasons over and over again on repeat. Full House, yeah, Full House. I just keep watching them on repeat. They're my comfort seasons. So
Same with me actually. बस मेरा ये है कि I watch like Breaking Bad and Prison Break. So I keep on watching. Like I was on a flight 2 3 days ago, and I started Breaking Bad again. So that's I mean that's I don't know if I don't like and I watch old movies as well, like the ones
yeah,
that I've already watched. So I don't know why I'm like that, but yeah, it gives you, sometimes you forget a lot of movies as well. So
yeah.
you know some areas of it, but you don't. So which gives you. I thought it was only me, but I'm glad there is somebody else who's doing
Yeah.
that.
No, I like watching new movies and new seasons, but for me, that's like a weekend vibe. In the weekdays, at work is stressful enough. I just need some comfort, so I'm like comfort seasons, things I've seen a million times, and I know what's gonna happen next.
And
So
chance
yeah,
नहीं लेना उसमें उसमें वही
yeah,
है कि
exactly. Just nail it now.
So how's David as a boss? Do you work directly with him or no?
Yeah, I used to work directly with him, but he is a very busy man. He has a lot of um, business meetings and conferences and events to attend. So I mostly now I deal with his assistant. So like he tells her everything that he needs me to do, and then she passes it on to me. But for a very long time, I worked with David directly, and I can say hands down he's the best boss I've ever had, and I don't think I would want another boss after him. He really gives me space to explore new tools and everything. Like even when I was onboarded, like he gave me the time and space to learn and take my time. It wasn't like this is what we're gonna do, so I have to learn this. It wasn't like that. It's like this is what we want to do. So let us know what you like. For example, if we're trying to if he wants us to use like a new video editing tool, So he's gonna let me know that we want to, kind of speed up things because we're gonna have more work coming up. So do your research and whatever, because I'm the one at the end of the day who's making those videos. So he would ask me what I feel more comfortable with, and then I would do my research and take my time. It's not like he would be like, tell me by tomorrow. He'd give me my time to, manage my work, and in the same time do my research of what tool suits me best, and then, give him a feedback. And even other than that, like whenever there's something new, like he's really open to, and one more thing is he's really open to listening to ideas, my ideas and my point of view in anything and everything. So I think he's a really great boss. I'm happy to work with him. So
He's a
yeah.
great guy as well. I mean, I've met him 4 or 5 times now. Great guy, very humble. I mean, you get that vibe from him that he's one of those guys who just give me a second. Sorry. Yeah. So he's one of those guys who's really easy to talk to and stuff like
Yeah,
that. So I really
definitely.
enjoy his company every
Yeah.
time we're at the Seven Finger Agency get together. So
Yeah.
yeah. So tell me a little bit about Hadia. How do you cope up with these new tools, and how do you enhance your creativity, and how do you enhance your skills? Because the part that people sometimes struggle with working at home is that they don't have proper trainings and stuff. So how do you cope with that, and how do enhance your skills?
I think the first thing I would say is that a lot of my training, because before I joined RepStack, I was literally only a graphic designer and like partially a video editor. So I think most of the skills or the trainings that I got were from RSA. And like even like things like GHL, Mailchimp, I did not know that these even existed. So
Mhm.
or like a lot of my training was in RepStack, and some other things, for example, some other tools. Like I said, that David would always, like he would suggest that maybe we can try out new softwares for transcriptions or videos or anything of that, or like social planners and stuff like that. So he would suggest, and then I would look, like I would ask some colleagues who I already know in RepStack that they're using certain tools, and I would ask them, which tool is the best and which works better. Um, Other than that, I feel like I said, they really give me space to take my time to learn those things. Like there's not a rush that, for example, if you're starting GHL, so there's not a rush that, we have to start GHL by tomorrow or day after tomorrow to learn it by then. Like there's enough space to learn enough to know that, we're confident in using that software or that tool.
Hmm.
So like when I started off, I had ample training for Mailchimp through RepStack, but again, once you actually using that tool, you learn that there are other things that aren't in trainings unless you're actually doing them, right? Specific things. So I usually take help from my RepStack colleagues if I know that they're using those tools. I always reach out to them. I write in the channel and, can anyone help me out with this? And everyone always jumps in to help. So I take someone on a huddle and I ask them. That's usually what I do.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, there's so much data nowadays. Everything is on YouTube. If somebody wants to learn something, it's very
Yeah.
easy. I mean, because that era is gone when you had to force somebody to learn a new tool or something. Because every
Yeah.
skills will come or they'll stay behind. So that's something that I mean, that's a new norm in this world. It's to be called, what do you call that? Work from home era. So
Yeah.
yeah. So so what do you think? What must-have skills does a graphic designer should have, or a video editor or GHL guy should have, like in a role that you are in? What are the must skills that 100% that these are the must, and then the rest can follow?
Honestly, Yavar, I think if you're talking about graphic designing and video editing, you just need to be creative because everything you want to learn can be learned online. Like I learned even now when sometimes when I don't have work, like there's still half an hour to go and my shift isn't over. So I just open up YouTube and write, Photoshop latest features because there's always something new and they teach it to you and they actually takes a minute or two to learn that and then you practice it and then it's done. I think specifically about graphic designing and video editing, I just think that you should have that passion and like a creative aspect to it. Other than that, if you bring GSL into the picture or tools like that are more technical, I would say, or hard to learn, I would say you just have to have that attitude of a go-getter. Because
Yeah.
I remember when I first learned I was doing the GHL trainings, my mind was blown. Like, what is
Mm.
this? There was just
Uh,
so much information. But
yeah,
now I'm actually working with GHL, and like it's going fine. And if I don't understand something, I either ask somebody or I just look it up on YouTube, or they even have that like helpline thing where you hop on Zoom with them and they help you
yeah.
out instantly. So it's, I just feel like you need to have that attitude, and just willing to learn whenever it's needed, instead of finding a way out that this tool is too hard, what if we use this one instead. I feel like you need to have that attitude to learn something.
So I have three daughters, and the only thing that I'm trying to teach them here is that go-getting attitude. They can definitely do without the top education in the world, but without that go-getting attitude,
Yeah,
it's very difficult in this. I mean,
definitely.
because that makes your life so easy,
Yeah.
if you think about it. Otherwise, you'll be waiting for something all the time. All your life, you'll be waiting for something. So if you have that attitude, if you have that energy, if you have that passion, you'll just go and get it. So that is something great that we can. I hope everybody who's listening would be learning from Hadia. So one more thing, Hadia, before we leave, tell us a little bit. How do you interact with your team? Like, what's the mode of interaction usually, and how do you connect with them culturally? Because most of your colleagues would be based out of US or any other part of the world.
Yeah, so usually if it's like day-to-day tasks or like minor questions, so I just shoot them a message on Google Chat, and if it's more complicated than that, or if it's like a detailed meeting, for example, like so my client just recently started doing his own webinars a few months back, so we would have like really detailed meetings about that. So mostly it's Google Chat if it's something minor, or Zoom meetings if it's something detailed or needs more discussion. My relationship with them is really good. When I joined the company, I noticed that they're all very connected. They're like a family, right? They've been working together for like a long time, and they're all a big family. So in the beginning, I felt like kind of left out because obviously I was new there. But with time, it's like the whole team is so helpful and so kind. And in the beginning, I feel like one thing that I can say for sure I've achieved from working with David and his team, apart from professional skills, I have gained confidence, because when I was new and would give me a task, or like someone else on the team would give me a task, I would feel so nervous before asking a question, that what if they think that I don't know how to do it, that's why I'm asking this question. But over time, I think I realized, and I think even they know, that the reason I ask that many questions is because I want to have a clearer picture before I even start the work. So if I get assigned a new client's graphic that I've never worked on, instead of just going with whatever my gut says, I would first of all check their social medias and like see what kind of graphics like we've been doing for them. And if I can't understand from that, I would reach out to the person who used to do graphics for them, or usually does graphics for them, and asking the small questions like, what font do we usually use for this, like is there a standard font that we use, or is it anything, do they like more like serious tones of graphics, or are they up for like a little bit color and all that. So I ask all these questions, and in the beginning I was a little nervous asking so many questions, one by one, and that too over Google Chat, not even in a meeting. So I used to be really nervous, and I used to try to stop myself from asking the questions. But I think with time and with the feedback that I've gotten, I realized that even they know that the reason I ask this question is so that I get it done right the first time. So I don't just make something and then they're like, oh no, the client wants this, so make this again or change this. And based on how like I would annoy, in my terms, I would annoy the project manager, okay, hey, so like what dimensions do they want, and like when do they need this, and do they want it like this or like that. So she would just be like, come on, like let's hop on Zoom. And I would start thinking like, okay, maybe that's too many questions. That's why she's calling me on Zoom. But
Yeah.
actually what she was doing was just to like make things clear for me. So there's no miscommunication. She doesn't say something that, I interpret in a different way. And because of that, now I am so much more comfortable asking all the questions I have. I am so much more comfortable giving my opinions. But if David asks me, what tool should we start using, previously, not that he asked me in the beginning because we weren't using any new tools, but if he asked me in the beginning, I would probably let him suggest something and be like, huh, yeah, okay, let me look into it. But now when he asks me, I will do my research and I will tell him what I think is best for us in the company and in terms of design. So I think that is all because of my relationship with all of them, and everyone's really friendly, and it doesn't feel like when you're hopping on a meeting with your boss and you're stressed out. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like I'm just hopping on with a colleague. They're going to help me out, I'm going to help them out, and it's just it's breezy and it's comfortable.
Mm.
And I think that um now that I'm working with more people in the team, like I've worked with almost everyone individually on one project or the other, and the it's just like they're all very helpful, and I unapologetically ask a million questions, and they help me out every time, and we get the work done, and then we have a laugh about it.
So
So yeah.
do you guys have any team meetings like every week or some, or monthly or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, we used to have meetings every day. The detailed meetings used to be like on Wednesdays only, but now it's like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So every alternate day there's a Zoom meeting where the project managers kind of catch up with, if there's any intel from the client, if there's any new task, if anything's being delayed, or if anything's coming up, like some team members going on leave. So like the project manager will announce that this person's going on leave. So if you need anything from them, get it done by this day. So you're not, left like that. So yeah, 3 times a week.
Okay, great, great, great. Adi, I would love to continue. This is, I think, this is my longest podcast with anybody.
I talk a lot. That's
Yeah.
on me.
So no, no, no. You talk a lot. There are a lot of people who talk a lot, but you are talking a lot of things that people can grab from you and implement them in their own areas as well. Uh, Very nice talking to you, and you're one of the success cases that we have. You're doing great, mashallah. Kudos to you, and
Thank you.
hope we're so proud of you. That's one thing. If you ever have anything else to discuss or tell me, you are always open to flash me or you can message me or whatever. And
Um,
it was a pleasure talking to you. Nadia.
Likewise, Jaber. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time. Take care and have a good one.
Okay.